Everyone. Welcome, welcome. I think I was muted there. Welcome to our Monday evening community call. I'm your co-host, Robin Blank Mascari, or Robin Blanc Mascari. They're both correct. And this evening, well, our Monday night calls are a special time for our community to be together. We love to celebrate people that are moving through the ranks, and we have a special one tonight. We give some updates and like to let you know what's going on in the Live Younger community and at corporate. So we're thrilled to have you here. Thank you for taking the time this evening. I just want to make sure, Gregory, have you seen Connie yet? Is
No,
Connie
I haven't, but I'll be on the lookout for her.
Okay, so we have, and if Connie comes on a little later, we'll bring her on a little later, and we'll start out with the star of the show tonight. I am thrilled to introduce the star is another star, and it is such a joy and pleasure to work with Anne Moreau. She is a shining star in our community and in service to so many, and a beautiful community builder, a wonderful healthcare practitioner, and she gets to celebrate one of her new executives tonight. And I'm thrilled to hear what Dr. Tom has to say. And it's been such a gift working with both of them and watching how they are just coming from pure heart and service and making a difference in so many lives. So let's bring on Anne and Dr. T. That's what I call him.
Thank you for
There
that
he is.
beautiful, beautiful introduction. Hey, Tom.
Hey,
Yeah, I am so thrilled. I mean, when Tom and I connected over the weekend, this weekend, he was on his way, or he was, I don't know if you were in California yet or not. You might have been on your way to California for an event. And I got the text message and he took a picture of his back office. And he said, is this really, what's going on here? And I went in to check, and sure enough, Tom had made executive director. So a huge congratulations to you, Tom. I know that, Connie and I and you meet weekly and we have major discussions. And I know a few months back, you really shifted your focus. And I want to just say a little bit of something about Dr. Tom. For those of you who don't know this gentleman, because there may be some of you who don't, he often likes to call himself a recovering neurologist. He has not prescribed a medication in something like 15 years, right, Tom?
mhm.
He is a regenerative neurologist, works in immunity and in cancer. He loves to work with the microbiome, reconstruction, food as medicine, therapeutics, mind, body, gut, brain integrity. That's all of the work that he does. I have worked with Dr. Tom for a long time. It's been at least 12 to 15 years. I've watched him help many, many, many individuals get their health better. Always the positive thinker, always hearing him say, there's a lot of hope here. We're going to get you better. Things are going to improve. That is who Tom represents. He's dearly loved. He brings to LifeWave a lot of integrity and credibility and validation of our products and our company. So he's just an amazing gentleman. I'm so thrilled to have you as a team member. Love working with you. He's so coachable. And I would love it, Tom, if you could spend a few minutes talking about, giving people some tips about what would help them move up like you did. What kinds of things would help people really get to the point where you are?
Well, thank you so much, Anne. And it warmed my heart when you called and said you had something for me to take a look at coming up on 4 years ago. And I had admired Anne, and I had admired Connie, and I had admired Robin and Gregory too, from afar, cross team in another team in another company for many, many years. And Anne and I became good friends. We were on the scientific advisory board for that company. And the first order of business is join the right team, right? And we are so blessed. We are so, so blessed. Robin mentioned community at the beginning and celebrating community. And the first tip I would suggest is just keep showing up, show up, tap into this legacy of wisdom. And Robin and Gregory have just built a beautiful system for us. I like to spend some extra time when I'm enrolling somebody and run them through the tools. And really, it's about matching their interests, right? When we talk about servant leadership, I was thinking earlier, they didn't teach us servant leadership in med school. And most of the silos in this modern world don't teach service. They give lip service to it sometimes, but they don't really teach it. And when we talk about matched commitment, you want to match commitment as you're building your team. Put the time in with the people who are putting the time in. And we also want to match the interest level of prospects and people that we're working with and our new people, so that they learn the systems and they learn the tools and they know what they've got to get their hands on. So it's just a lot of applause. Just a lot of applause. I want to honor Gregory as well. Gregory came out to California here this week, and talk about matching commitment. Luckily, Cheryl has kept me really busy the past couple of months, and she's brought in some beautiful. This is Cheryl Edmond, by the way, who I think will be on our director's call Wednesday. She's a hair away from director, and she's bringing in some great people, names that people would recognize, and it's so much fun. And she hosted a beautiful event with Lavelle Scotton this weekend, and congrats to both of you for putting on such a wonderful spirit, a festival and a fest, and that actually bridges into something. And one of the things that Cheryl's excited about is something that you started years back with your monthly gatherings with your team and potluck, and it's a place for people really to get to know each other, to understand the depth of our lives, the richness of our lives, because we've all, we show up on calls, but we barely see the tip of the iceberg of who these people are. And the more we get to know each other, I'm just regularly warmed and regularly quantum leaped, but you got to show up. And if you don't show up live, show up. Luckily we've got Live Younger YouTube. I have been doing a lot of that lately too. And I've taken on, I forget where I first heard this, but I certainly stole it. There are no original ideas. And I stole it from somebody who said that they took notes when they watched the videos and they timestamp. And I like to send a recording link to people and say, if you can only watch 5 minutes, see this beautiful story from one of our new South African superstars, Roshni Naker, or something. And I'll say, just watch the 5 minutes starting at 20, whatever. So that's fun. But Cheryl's going to do that. She's going to host monthly, and a lot of her folks were fired up. If I started naming names, we would be here all night. But God bless that team, and I'm looking forward to seeing all the spark plugs that come forward.
Tom, I was thinking as you were talking about, because, you're not only are you coachable, but you had to make some pretty significant changes when you first started. And now you're modeling a lot of that. Cheryl's repeating a lot of what you've learned. And of course, as a health practitioner, it's even more difficult for us to sort of like be quiet and use the tools of this company, right? And that was kind of one of the biggest learning tools for both of us, was to not give, because you're a doctor or your medical provider, they expect you to be the one to give all that information. And so you had to learn yourself to use the upline. You often use Connie, and Connie would often do those three-way calls for you, or Zoom calls with you, and modeling that behavior for your team is powerful. And so they can then repeat that behavior. And Cheryl has learned it very well, by the way. She does a great job reaching out all the time to her uplines. So, I'm really thrilled, Tom, that you have moved up that rank, and are really focused and help. I mean, you can't even imagine how many people you've helped. You just can't. And I mean, sometimes I think, oh my God, we would never have helped as many people as we are today in this company had we stayed where we were working in the allopathic path.
Mhm.
So it's pretty exciting to be here.
Right on. Well, I want to honor you and Connie too. Thank you for, this is a personal growth and development program with a compensation plan attached, and we're always bettering, always bettering. And you and Connie were just so elegant and graceful in teaching me without muzzling me. And I'm a hard guy to muzzle when I'm fired up.
I just wanted to jump in, Tom. It was so good. And Connie, you might as well come on because you're up next. But because the three of us were all together in Corona just a couple of days ago. It was a fabulous event. And, the doctor's panel was wonderful. But I just got to do this again because I kind of caught you off guard. I celebrated you of being a new executive. And I want to clarify my question. How many years did you go to higher education, not since kindergarten, because last time I asked you, you said 28. How many years did you go to school to get qualified to begin to earn a doctor's income?
8 years post undergrad.
And I bet you ran up a little debt or spent quite a bit of money to get to that point.
Yeah, other people's money, but yes.
And the beauty of our business, here you are on the threshold of earning a doctor's income again, and you earned money all the way. You were earning while you were learning, which is the beauty of our business model. So I just, you're just one of everybody's favorites. You're such a servant leader, such a giving heart, and such a wise heart too. So
Well, thank you, Gregory. It takes one to know one. And you were a beautiful presence this weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Can I
Meant
just
a lot
say,
that you were there.
Go
Tom,
for it.
I'm just going to say, Tom is the epitome of a man who is a glass half full. And if you could even, if there is one thing that we all can't be a neurologist, right? But if there's one thing we take that truly he is Ann talked about it, he is the glass half full every single time in every single situation, and so coachable. I mean, I just love it. We'll be coaching him, and I'll look at him and I'll go, "Are you okay with what I said?" And he'll be like, yeah, let's go, let's do it.
Thank you, Connie. That's very kind.
Congratulations, Tom. It was a blessing the day you chose to join Ann in this business. Thank you for joining us.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you. I'm the blessed one. And somebody else said something like that to me today and said, I can't believe how patient you are all the time. You're always so patient. And I said, you only see me an hour a day.
That's good. Okay, well, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Ann, and you and Connie have helped a rising star rise faster. So, the next stop, presidential.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And before you guys go away, I just want to acknowledge Tom for staying in there, because he was in there working and he was in there helping people for several years before it kicked in. And I guess it's okay to mention this. Tom is a welcome new member, not that new, of the Comma Club. And that's something that a lot of people want to be. That means you get a comma in your weekly check. And it's your persistence and perseverance and patience, the 3 Ps, you just stayed with it and you just kept doing what you do, which is caring for people. And this is a business of caring and sharing. And we are thrilled to have you move up the ranks. And it's just a matter of time before you get to the top. So thank you.
Thank you, Robin. I actually hit the Comma Club about 6 to 9 months in. And I thought I was there. And I saw the numbers go down again and some people go away. And it's so important to just stay here, stick around, keep your eyes open. And it's not necessarily about who we bring in, it's who they know. Right. And then all of a sudden, the patient and the proper superstars show up. Oh, by the way, I want to thank Cheryl for my new superhero because, you know, David's got Iron Man. And Cheryl, as a thank you gift,
Yeah.
I let her know that
Oh,
Spider-Man was
Spider-Man, excuse me.
my superhero years back. And this is all about putting the webs together, right? We're all spinning a magical web.
Oh, I love it. We're surrounded by superheroes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Ann and Connie. Oh my goodness, how beautiful. Okay, so I guess we're going to move on, hun, and we're going to, Connie, you stay on, and I didn't get to give you a formal introduction because you weren't here yet, but for those of you that don't know Connie, you will. Connie is just a gift to all of us. She is a senior presidential director. She is our representative on the Field Advisory Council. She is a wealth of she articulates things more beautifully and clearly than just about anyone I've ever met. And she is passionate about the business and passionate about serving people and passionate about growing herself. And that's what got her to the top. So I'm going to turn things over to you for a little announcement.
Okay, so Robin and Gregory have been chatting with you a little bit about some changes that are coming up in corporate, some things that are very, very important for us to have in place. As many of you know, with last year being a change in our executive team to really people that are capable of taking this business and taking David's vision to $1 billion and beyond, to 1 billion homes, he needed the right people in the right seats on the bus, and he has them with our executive team. And so there are some things that are going to be coming in place. And one of them that Robin and Gregory have talked about with many of you on their business call and on their director's call is a instrumenting something we haven't had in the company and should have according to best practices in the industry. And that is an anniversary date renewal fee. And so that renewal fee is incredibly important because what it really is about is it's not about the dollar amount that someone's paying. It's about the fact that there is a way that is best practices. There's only 2 countries who don't have that. It's France and it's Korea. Everybody else around the world must have these in place. And what it is really about is that each year a brand partner is signing the policies and procedure and the contractual agreement that the company has, that you have with the company. You are in a contract with them. You're a 1099 brand partner, and there needs to be dotting the I's, crossing the T's, that is signed. So that's part of the process. So they've talked about how it's going to roll out, but what I want to say to you is I'm not going to spend time going into the details because corporate has done a fabulous job. I mean, this is the best communication piece I've ever seen. Clearly, you will all SPDs should have received their emails today. And within a couple of days, I think they're due to go out on the 17th. Hopefully that'll be the case. I want you all to start watching your emails and look at the email you get from the company that's going to tell you about the announcement of this new policy, and it has an FAQ. Those FAQs are spot on. If you will please take the time to open up the FAQs, read them very clearly, succinctly. It all will make perfect sense to you. You'll have plenty of warning. Everybody will have notification way before. In fact, there's about 3 types of notification someone will get, including on their back office. And then there's even a 30-day grace period that they've offered us to get things in place. So if you read those FAQs, you're going to see it so clearly outlined. You'll know exactly what to do. There'll be reports to look at, and there are current reports where you can already see somebody's anniversary date in your personally enrolled report under organization. You go into each of your personally sponsored brand partners and you'll see that their start date is their enrollment date, right? It's their anniversary date now. So whatever that is going to be when they will renew. So if they signed up this year 2 months ago, they're not going to renew again until next June, right? That's going to be their anniversary date. If they enrolled in January of 2022, okay, January 15th of 2022, January 15th will be their anniversary date. That will be when they have their new renewal fee, and they'll sign their policies and procedures, and they're renewing the contract as a brand partner with their company. And each thing is laid out in the FAQs of exactly what's going to happen. So That's not for me to share. That's for you guys to see. I'm just pointing you in the direction of keep your eyes open, and it's so well done. And then I have no doubt that Robin and Gregory will be training on best practices of things you can do to make this super simple and easy, how you can speak to people and what you can do. I know that personally for me, I'm looking at all my personally enrolls. I'm making a list of each month that somebody is enrolled. I'm even going to use my app, and I'm going to go back into my app, and I'm going to put each person's in my app because that's how I reached out to them. And so I'm going to put in a note for a reminder on their a month before their anniversary date. It will pop up. It'll remind me so-and-so's due, I'm due to follow up. Well, that will trigger my memory that I need to go ahead and go back and make a phone call to that person to have a discussion. And I'm sure we'll have plenty of trainings on what those discussions look like, how to walk people through the process. I just want to let you know, watch for the email. Corporate did a spectacular job. FAQs are spot on and very clear.
Mhm. And don't go away, Connie, because I have something else
Stay
I
there. Yes,
wanted to mention, but
this is
regarding the renewal, LifeWave is the only company I've ever been with that didn't have an annual renewal. It's
Oh,
like,
100%. The first thing I said, I was like, we don't have a renewal fee. We have to have a renewal fee. How are we don't? And I think when that was the case of a company that just, it grew very fast,
Mhm.
things change. It's not only required, it's best practice in this industry. It's very, very common, very, very normal.
yeah. Well, you did a beautiful job. And when I read that letter that came in today for the SPDs and everyone else gets it on Thursday, I sent a response back to the company. Beautiful letter. Thank you. Thank you.
I did too. As soon as I saw it from the FAB, I wrote right back to Garrett and copied the executives, and I said, please tell the team this is the best communication piece I've ever seen done. And that speaks to they're getting so much clearer about communication. For example, the last promotion. I know that I talked on my team call. There were some people that thought, oh, I have a monthly auto ship of X39, X49, I'll automatically get an XP6. Read your emails. Every time we have a promotion, every time we have something, please look at the FAQs. The FAQs are there. If we have an incentive trip, there's an FAQs. They've gotten very good at communicating to us, and we just need to take the time to open it up and actually look at it.
Beautiful. So true. Yes. Become a happy clicker.
So the next thing we wanted to talk about, Connie, I wanted to thank you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again because you did this fabulous training at boot camp that you and Robin were trainers at a few months ago in Houston, and then a few weeks ago, maybe it was over about a month ago, you did it on one of our Thursday morning calls, and you did such a fabulous job going through these 3 vital reports that we worked with Sunshower, and she kind of diced it up into 4 little short videos. So you can see the first one's only 2 minutes, the second one's 9 minutes, the third one's 6 minutes, and then it's 6 minutes. And so if somebody wants to learn about the volumes report, they go there. If they want to learn about personally enrolled, they go there. And then there's this filtered report, which I just want to thank you for doing this. And I want to encourage everyone when you're ready to go ahead and watch this, because you want to talk briefly about what the motivation was and where the juice comes from.
Yeah, let's give credit where credit's due. That's Robin. I mean, nobody does anything by themselves in this business. This is a business of duplication, and we all had to learn somewhere. And this was Robin. Many of you have heard Robin say, "Where's the juice? Where's the juice in your business?" And so that's how we got the title of it. And what we did is really what you and Robin had trained me on. And that was, where do I look for where I work in my business? Who's enrolling? They may be way in depth, but you can figure out from that report who's your top enrollers in the last 31 days. And you can go find out who they are, where are they in your organization. Maybe reach out to their sponsor and say, hey, do you know so-and-so signed up this many people? How can I support? The volumes report to really look at what's happening in that organization how to do it. And I have to tell you, when I was tasked with training something for the PD, the presidentials and the senior presidential directors, I thought, well, my goodness, what the heck am I going to train all of them? And so we came up with training this, because this is a vital piece of your organization at any level, but particularly as your organization gets bigger. And I was shocked that none of the SPDs in the room knew how to use those reports. So thank you, Robin, for training us correctly on how to use our reports.
So they're available here in the newsletter. You can click straight through. We've also just posted them in Live Younger Success in the What's New section. And of course, they're in the Live Younger YouTube. And Connie, I think you probably have them loaded in your website also for your team.
They are getting loaded in there as we speak. Thank you, Sunshower, for breaking those apart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That made it so easy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Connie. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Good news. The word's getting out about LifeWave, that's for sure. And there's another feature article in Direct Selling News. And you heard just a few months ago, we had what was the Bravo Award, was it, Robin?
Yes, the Bravo Award.
The
Yep.
Bravo Award. And we're in the Direct Selling News, which is kind of the industry magazine for network marketing corporations. This is not a distributor magazine, although some distributors like me get them, like Robin and I. But this is a beautiful article, and it's I'm just going to flip through. I'm going to click on it, and if you click on it, you're going to go to Direct Selling News, and then you scroll down, and you can fast forward to page 87. Is it right?
87.
87.
You might get distracted on the way there because there's some interesting.
There's a
other-
lot in there.
There's a
Actually,
lot.
there it is. Page 88, LifeWave, bringing wellness to light. And it tells the LifeWave story. It's 6 wonderful pages of interview with David Schmidt. And David had the good fortune to be on the phone this morning with my old friend, Stuart Johnson, who's the owner and publisher of this magazine. And he was just commenting that David's going to be a keynote at their conference, the Direct Selling News Conference in Europe this year. So I said, well, you ought to be a keynote at our conference. He goes, I'd like to be. So who knows, that might happen. And this is the same company that we get In Touch from. These are the folks that provide us with the In Touch technology. So it's a great read. You may want to clip these pages out and share it with your prospects and your team. So with that being said, Robin, I think, we've been talking, well, this is kind of exciting because I just got home yesterday, and in a few more days, Rob and I both get on a plane and we're off to Orlando with Connie and Barry and a whole lot of other leaders from around the country and from Florida. And I'm sure we're going to have a house full there. It's going to be a great meeting. And there's a special, Dr. Stacy, who's hosting the meeting, actually had the opportunity to sit down with David and film a 1-hour interview with David Schmidt, specially for this conference. So we couldn't get David there live, but we're going to debut this special video of David with Dr. Stacy at this event. So you're definitely going to want to be there. If you can.
And notice that there's lunch, and then there's afternoon of business training, and then the evening is a party. Whenever Marcy, Peter, and Dr. Stacy put on an event, they really, really put a lot of attention into community. So the team that plays together stays together. So stick around and dance with us.
Yes.
Honey, will you dance with me?
I'd be my pleasure, darling.
All right.
Okay, so the rest of this, not many updates, but here is an update here about the 20th anniversary convention. Robin, you want to talk about the deadline to be recognized in
Right.
the October conference?
We have an extra in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
didn't edit
many of you, one of your
Yeah.
great goals is to walk across the stage. And if you want to get one of those beautiful awards, you need to go to that next rank from September 23rd last year until September 18th this year. get to that new rank and you will be recognized on stage and get an award. So please let your teams know, because this is a really important thing for a lot of people. That's one of people's main goals, is to get to that rank and walk the stage with all the other people. And there will be 6,000 people at this event. And so recognition is really, really important. We actually even have a new recognition person at the company that's going to do a really fabulous job for all of us. So we're in for a treat, and make sure you let everyone know. September, okay, you have to be ranked up, from September 18th to September 15th is the date. Put that in your calendar, September 15th, everyone. So I
Yep.
guess we kind of covered most everything except
So the rest of
tomorrow
this
night.
stuff that's been there. I think we'll jump ahead to tomorrow night. You want to talk about tomorrow night?
Yes, our beloved Anne is going to be interviewing. She gets to play both sides. She gets to be a practitioner and a leader host. And so she'll be interviewing Dr. Pam Lewin. Every time I listen to Dr. Pam, I learn something, and her delivery is so beautifully metaphoric, and then she's got the Jamaican accent on top of it. So the wisdom of 50 years as a practicing physician. She's finally retired from that, and now she's focused on LifeWave. So she's going to move up the ranks too, and we are so thrilled to have her as one of our practitioners. So tomorrow night on Power the Patch, if you have not seen that yet, you are in for a treat. If you have seen it, bring your guests. Everyone bring your guests, because it's a great overview. I was on the phone today with 2 new people, and it was so fun to invite them to the Power Patch tomorrow night.
Okay, so that pretty much does it. The call schedule's here. Thursday morning, we have our regular business chat, business development, and Sunday night, Connie and her team, Ann and Dr. Tom, and many other practitioners and field leaders kind of knocking the cover off the ball. And I think they're maxed out, just about maxed out their lines at almost 500 last Sunday. So I bet they're over 500 this week. So it's a great call. Thanks for doing that, Connie and Ann and everyone else. And I think that kind of wraps it up. I just, in the quick URLs, we've tried to summarize this. We have a lot of tools. You don't need to use them all, but the ones you need to know how to find them. And I just wanted to point out that the Tuesday evening Power of the Patch webinar is also available on 24/7 replay. So that's there for you. So I think, Robin, that kind of brings it to a wrap for tonight.
Yes, it does. And again, thank you, Connie, Ann, and Dr. Tom. What a gift to have all of you in our community. You bring so much joy, wisdom to share with so many people, and are so generous with such beautiful hearts. So thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will complete our call. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.